Hi everybody, I'm Larissa. I'm the Finance Director at Urban Promise, and today I'm going to show you how to make homemade biscuits. So you're only going to need a few ingredients to make these. You're going to need some flour, some sugar, salt, baking powder, milk, a stick of butter, and the secret ingredient is cream of tartar. Now if you don't have cream of tartar, you can just leave it out, but it does help your biscuits rise up a little bit better. You've been hearing a lot about washing your hands during this virus. Well, you should always wash your hands before you cook. So I've already washed my hands and I've cleaned my countertop. So we're gonna start with putting in 2 cups of flour into the bowl. So I've added my 4 teaspoons of baking powder. Now we're gonna do half a teaspoon of salt. And we're gonna do 2 teaspoons of sugar. And our last dry ingredient is gonna be the cream of tartar. So now that all of our dry ingredients are in the bowl, we're just gonna mix them up with a fork. Make sure everything is well blended. Most biscuit recipes want you to use frozen butter or cold butter, but this recipe actually will use soft butter. If you have a pastry cutter, looks like this, you can use that or just use a fork if you don't have one, but we're gonna cut the butter in. So we're gonna do this until the butter is in nice soft pieces and evenly distributed in the flour. Okay, so you can kind of see how the butter is all in small pieces. It's all been broken up into the flour. Once we have that done, we're gonna pour in our milk. We're gonna pour in 2/3 of a cup of milk. At this point, we're gonna take our fork and we're gonna use that to stir this together. Now the trick with biscuits is you don't wanna over stir it. You just want all the flour to be moistened. So now our dough is ready to be rolled out into the biscuits. Okay, so you can see our dough is still separated, but we're gonna gently with our hands fold it together and pick up the loose crumbs, put them on top and press them down. And just gently work with it. You don't want to over knead it. Press it down with our fingers. And then once you have it down, you can fold it in half. By folding it in half and pushing it down, you get those nice flaky layers in your biscuits. You can also use a rolling pin if you have one, which I'm going to do at this point just to get this a little bit even. But if you don't have a rolling pin, you can just keep pressing it down with your fingers. Now you can kind of see it's about 1/2 inch thick or so. And now we're ready to cut them out. So I have a biscuit cutter that I use. If you don't have a biscuit cutter, that's okay. You can actually use just a regular glass. And if you dip it in some flour so the dough doesn't stick, you can use that actually to cut out your biscuits like this. There you go. And we put them on our baking sheet. But I'm gonna use my cutter. Okay, so our biscuits are ready to go into the oven. We're gonna put them in at 450 degrees for about 10 to 12 minutes. Okay, our biscuits are done. They're looking nice and golden brown. And I left them in the oven for about 11 minutes. And if you do give these a try, make sure you leave me a comment below the video and let me know how they turned out for you. All right, see you guys.